So this video is going to be talking about le futur simple in French. Now, often it's just referred to as le futur. Okay, so it's our future tense. The reason it's called simple is because it's actually fairly easy to conjugate. And no, we have another form of le futur called le futur proche, which I'll have in another video. It's when we use aller plus the infinitive of another verb to say something we're going to do in the future. The futur simple, what it equates to in English is that I will whatever the verb is that you're putting into the future. All right, so let's talk about how we form the futur simple. So we take our verb, and with all regular ER, IR, and RE verbs, it's very, very, very simple. Okay, with our ER verbs, all you do is you add the ending onto the infinitive of the verb. So, for example, we have our verb parler. In the infinitive, all you do is add the endings onto the end of it. You don't do anything at all to the infinitive. IR verbs, regular IR verbs, all you do is add the ending to the infinitive. So, for example, our verb finir, you just add the ending onto the end of finir. For RE verbs, you drop the E and then you add the ending. So, for example, our verb attendre, you take the E off and then just add the ending depending on the subject. Now, the endings for each subject for the futur, okay, futur simple. For je, you add an AI at the end. Tu, you add an AS. Il and elle, you add an A. Nu, you add ONS. Vous, you add EZ. Il and elle, plural, you add an ONT. So if we needed to conjugate the verb parler for je, it would be je parlerai. Just like that. It's a very easy verb tense to conjugate. Okay, like I said, is because all you do is you add an ending to regular verb, the infinitive of regular verbs. So like I said, very, very simple, very easy. And what it equates to in English is that I will whatever the verb is that you're using. So we've talked about our regular verbs. Now let's talk about our irregular verbs in futur simple. Now, our list is very short for futur simple, which is nice because there's a lot of verb tenses where you've got multiples of irregular verbs. But for futur simple, there is only 4: être, faire, aller, and avoir. Now, these verbs, the way they're irregular is that their stem is different. Okay, they use the same endings, but the stem is different. So for être, the stem is ser, S-E-R. For faire, the stem is fer, F-E-R. For aller, the stem is ir, I-R. And for avoir, the stem is or, A-U-R. And then all you do is you add the ending. So if you're going to conjugate the verb être in futur simple, so in the futur is what, if you're in my class, that's what I'll refer to if I'm asking you a question, if I'm telling you that something needs to be in futur, this is what I'm talking about, the futur simple. Okay, like I said, it's always pretty much just referred to as le futur. So, conjugate the verb être for vous. It is going to be vous serez. Conjugating the verb faire for tu fera. Conjugating aller in futur for elle plural, elles iront. Okay, because you have this S and then the I, so we have the liaison, so it's elles iront. And avoir, if we're going to conjugate that for je, it becomes j'aurai. Okay, we have to make our contraction here because we have the E and the A together, so it becomes J apostrophe aurai. Like I said, this futur simple is very simple. Okay, hence futur simple. So that's how we conjugate the futur simple. If you have any questions, you can ask me before, after, or during class. You can also email me. You can make comments on the video if there's anything you feel I left out or that I need to explain further. And I will see you in class.